Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Chat with a Butterfly. My name is Ellen McDowell. I am the founder of this broadcast and your host. And each week I come on to help to alleviate the overwhelm you may be feeling with online marketing. Can you imagine a world in which you aren't confused, you aren't anxious about whether your posts are going to show to people, how to post, how to get on there in front of people? That is my vision for the world, is that people are able to post confidently, to know that they're posting correctly and making the most of the efforts that they are doing. So if you can chat, send a message, let me know where you're watching, and let's see how far out my broadcast is getting. This Tuesday, I am going to be talking about websites. I have been working on a few clients' websites. I do websites for small businesses, those that only need, a landing page, a page or two. I'm doing a bigger site than I'm usual. I'm doing a site that has a shop on it, so that has been fun and exciting. But in this, I was introduced by a friend to the Story Brand podcast. It's actually called Building a Story Brand with Donald Miller. I started listening to his podcast, and I looked at my own podcast and made some changes based on what I saw there. Hey, Shannon, great to see you today as well. And so I thought, well, let me share what I'm learning, both by doing websites and doing my own with this broadcast today. So one of the main things that Donald Miller tells people is, does your website pass the 5-second test? Can you show your website to somebody for 5 seconds? And 5 seconds can be a long time, but it doesn't seem that long. But after 5 seconds, can you close your laptop or shut down your phone and ask them, what do you do? And can they tell you? I looked at my website and I thought, man, if they don't scroll or anything, if they just look at my website, I'm not sure that I passed that 5-second test. So my website had my picture on it. It had a paragraph about myself, but let me share with you what my website looks like now. Let's see, Chrome tab. Now that I have that, you can see I added that headline. I alleviate the overwhelm of online marketing for the non-tech savvy self-employed. I put it out there. That actually is my tagline that I developed last year for LinkedIn. But without that headline, we're just at Ellen McDowell, your social butterfly. I've actually changed that picture. That picture is a picture of me presenting, and it had been all of the logos that I associate myself with. It had my business logo. It had the fact that I'm a certified public speaker. It had my Women's Prosperity Network membership. It had my ABWA membership. I had to change it because one of the companies did away with one of their affiliate programs, and they said, well, you're no longer allowed to call yourself by the title that they had given us, and that logo was in there. So that made some changes. But so I alleviate the overwhelm of online marketing for the non-tech savvy self-employed. And I'm still probably going to make some more changes. You can see there, Ellen's Thoughts. That actually is the name of my blog, because I just don't like the word blog. It doesn't come out of my mouth well, blog. So Ellen's Thoughts is what I call mine. I'm trying to be better about blogging. I'm posting all of these as a blog post when I finish. So that's going to give me some regular blog post, as well as have terms about social media on there to where I can have some more pages about what I do, so that I have more about that. So think about that. does your website, and some of us have more than one website, so I haven't gone to look at all my other websites because this is my main one, my baby. And I didn't think that it passed that 5-second test. I didn't think without that headline that if somebody just looked, they would be able to quickly tell what I did. So I enjoy doing the presentations. I enjoy doing workshops and helping people with figuring this stuff out. So I have my picture there that kind of explains that I do. I do have my logo at the top. I have my business name, but I have what I do, that I alleviate that overwhelm of online marketing. So I hope that that cleared it up a little bit. Again, not finished yet. I still have some other things that I'm sure I'll be going through. The second thing that I found, and I'm not sure that I have the best one, but something that some fellow colleagues who do websites turned me on to, is an SEO Optimizer, SEOPITIMER.com. So I'll type that in, but it is a free website that goes through and analyzes your website to see does it pass an SEO test. And mine, I think when I first started, it was C. I was like, oh, man, and I started reading through, and a couple of things that didn't pick up, I was like, I know I have that. It told me I didn't have my YouTube channel attached. So I scrolled down to the bottom where I have all my social media links, and sure enough, they were right. I did not have my YouTube channel listed on my website. And so the simple things that you can go through and spend 5 minutes making an easy change, like going through and adding the link to your YouTube channel, it does help your SEO. So that is another question for you. Do you even list your social media sites on your website? Mine is in the footer. I have links to almost all of my sites there. This Optimizer actually is still telling me that I don't have a Google Plus attached to it, but I do, so I don't know why it's telling me that. So, so go through and do the free SEO Optimizer test and see how does yours do. My biggest problem is with some performance issues, so I think that may be hosting and not so much what I can do. Though it is telling me, again, some things that I know to do, and I thought I was doing well, but it told me that a lot of my pictures on my website, so if you're doing your own website or you were sending pictures to your webmaster for your website, make sure they're named correctly. We take a picture with our phone or with our camera, and it has this long list of numbers, 2682, it's gobbledygook. Change the name of your picture before you upload it, and make sure that you list an alt image. And again, have the name, your name or the name of your business, and some keyword that you want to be known for listed in that alt title. What does the alt title do? Because if you're uploading the image, that alt title, if somebody maybe is not on a strong bandwidth and they don't download the pictures, then the alt title is what shows. Same thing works for email. In fact, email, on my logo at the top, I used to make the alt title say, why aren't you downloading pictures? I have some great pictures here, go download them. Just to kind of ask, why aren't you looking at the pictures? The pictures tell the story. And so think about that alt title and don't leave that blank. So many times those images are the last thing we're thinking about. We're worried about the good content. Are we posting a lot with the good grammar and spelling and everything? And so the images we're just kind of putting up at the end and maybe not thinking as much about what you want to do with those. And so those are my 3 tips for today. Does your website tell your story? Does it pass that 5-second test that Donald Miller's podcast talked about? Found it very interesting. He does not like the sliders, the images that slide back and forth. He does in all these podcasts, does a review of somebody's website, and he tells them to get rid of the image sliders. And so I never had one, but I do have some on some of the websites that I've designed. So I need to go back and look and see, okay, does it still tell the story? Is that okay? But just think about it. Does that, if you have a slider, does it tell the story? Shannon, I'm so glad that you're getting good tips here. Do an SEO Optimizer test. And when I post this, I'll post the link to the one that I was directed to. And then do the alt images. Make sure that you're filling out for your images and taking the time. And, if you have a 5-8 megabyte file and you're, uploading the image to your website, the same image that you will be using on print media, that's going to slow down your website some. Your website, we don't have as many pixels on our screens as you do when you're printing something. It takes a much bigger, finer picture when you're printing something than it does for your website. So go through and take down the dots per inch, or ask your website person if they're going to do that for you. It seems to be hurting mine, so I'll offer that for you as well. So if you have any questions about websites or anything with your online marketing, post that in the chat. You can see here on my F2F channel, this is my Your Social Butterfly channel. So why am I not on Facebook Live? I jumped on Facebook Live to tell people, hey, I'm going to be broadcasting over there. Why didn't I just broadcast there? You may be wondering. And there's too many distractions I'm finding on Facebook. I myself have been watching somebody on Facebook, been very engaged and, listening to it. And all of a sudden something pops up and, somebody commented on the picture. And without thinking, I go and hit, I want to go see that picture. And I leave the live broadcast that I was watching. And you can't just hit the back and get back to that live broadcast. Very rarely does it take you to where you are watching that live broadcast. And so by the time I find the broadcast again, I've lost a minute or two. So there are too many distractions I find on Facebook that people are not, watching the whole time. I'm still going to do some Facebook Lives over there. I do think that it is still a good way to get your message. But as far as this weekly broadcast where I want to share good information with you, I'm going to be here on my own channel that has my branding. So before you go on, if you just go to f2f.live, Ellen McDowell, you can see it has a pretty picture at the top. It has my logo. It has my picture. It is me. It's not Facebook. And again, that's another one of those things that I want to be me, and I don't want to wind up with Facebook rules. We're playing on their playground. They're making the rules. And so I'm just there. They're doing some things to make sure that, their rules are followed. So I want to follow their rules, but I also want to not rely on the fact that they aren't going to change the rules drastically. And they have been changing the rules drastically. Right now, you really do need to pay to play, or be posting videos, or make sure that you are engaging with the post. And so that is why I'm here. Another thing that I do like about the F2F, you'll notice up, and I think I'm pointing to the right way up there, there's a little purple button that says Honor the Butterfly. If I'm giving you good information, I'm going to be like LPB. This broadcast is brought to you by listeners like you. And so you can press that button and, treat me to a Starbucks. Send me $5. Send me $20. Right now, if you donate at the $20 level or above, then I will put you in for my Facebook Live workshop. But it is going to be an online workshop here on F2F, but not on my live channel. You'll have to get in on that so that I send you the correct information. And if you would like to sit down, again, through F2F Live meetings and review your website together to where we can make sure, are things, does it pass the 5-second test? Can I tell in 5 seconds what you do and what you're passionate about? Where are your logos? does it have all the social media channels that it should have? Can we do better? So if you do honor the butterfly at $100, then I will offer you a 1-hour consult through this meeting session. So I encourage you to help me to keep broadcasting, to participate in that Facebook live comment. Oop, always tell people, turn off your Outlook when you're about to go live, and I didn't do that. So sorry for that email coming in. But that is my information on websites. Let me know if you have any questions. Do you think that your website passes that 5-second test? And he doesn't say whether he allows people to scroll, or when he does the 5-second test, whether he allows people to scroll or not. But I wanted to do it for mine without scrolling, because I knew if you scrolled, you could see I do presentations. I have the some of my services on there. And I was looking at them. The services that are on there are probably no longer really my top services per se. There's one that I maybe want to put in place of that. So when's the last time that you checked your website? It is still January of 2018. So that may be something that you want to do before tomorrow, since tomorrow is the last day. Can you believe that January's already gone? Anyway, go check your website. Does it pass the 5-second test? Do you have your social media links on there? And are they on there somewhere? So how long have I been going? It's been about 15 minutes. I try and go about 15 to 20 minutes, and especially if there are questions or whatever. I am so excited to see that you joined me here. See, Shannon has commented, but I do see that I have at least another viewer on there. So whoever you are, know that I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting me in this new venture. Some of you who know me and have known me for years, if you asked me to do something weekly, I was resistant to that. And so this is stepping out of my comfort zone to do something every week that I have obligated myself to do. And so I'm enjoying doing it. I'm proud of myself for getting through the first month. It is now a habit that I'm looking forward to. And I will see you next week. If there's certain topics that you want me to cover in these the F2F, the face-to-face live, then let me know. And do know that there's a little button down there that says join, and you actually can join and come on screen and ask me questions face-to-face. That's what it's all about. You can also choose to join, but only join by turning on your audio, and you don't have to turn your camera on. So if you haven't done your makeup, or you're somewhere that is, you got something behind you that would be distracting, I certainly understand, would love to chat with you face-to-face on these as well. It is another thing that Facebook does not allow you to do. I can't do both, show my screen and my face on Facebook Lives. You have